Hello, I hope everybody is having a great Tuesday night. I wanted to come on and go live with everybody. I'm going to give people a couple minutes. I know that there were some people that were like, oh, I'm going to hop on and see what your tips are for clean eating and food items. But I get asked a lot of questions all the time about what what are the best foods or the best staple items that I need to have in my fridge for clean eating, or hey, I'm going to be running out to the grocery store, can you tell me like what are the staple items that I need to get? And these are people that may be doing a certain eating plan. They may just be starting to eat clean. They may just be looking to like find a way to start the journey themselves without, committing to a certain plan or a certain program or anything, because anybody can do clean eating. You don't have to be on a certain plan. So I figured I would share with you my top 10 must-have food items that need to be in the refrigerator at all times, and these are my staple items that when I go grocery shopping, I'm always replenishing them. And of course I have things in addition to this too, but you can get so many meals and so many things done with the top 10 that I'm going to give you. So I'm going to hop into it. So I'm kind of tackling the refrigerator list tonight. I have a whole bunch of other lists as well, but okay, so let me put you down so I can get into my refrigerator. All right, so my refrigerator, I did just go grocery shopping recently, so there's a lot of stuff in here, and hopefully you all can see as I go along. It's a little bit messy too because there's a lot in here, but number one on my list that I literally use for everything, and it's like the most versatile food ever, in my opinion, is, ta-da, Greek yogurt. I get non-fat, I get plain. If you get the vanilla, you're kind of just gonna get in that place where it usually has like 12 grams of sugar per serving or 16 grams of sugar or something like that. When you look at this one, it's got 7 grams of sugar, so it's not a lot. The flavored yogurts, just by and large, no matter what variety you're getting, Greek or not Greek, they're gonna have sugar in them. So I just get plain, and the other reason I get plain is because I literally can use it for everything. I can eat this plain with berries, with powdered peanut butter, with a little bit of honey. You can add a little cocoa powder, a scoop of like a teaspoon of mini chocolate M&Ms, dark chocolate M&Ms, but you can also use it as a savory item. So I use this a lot in place of sour cream, or I add it to my eggplant, Parmesan, or I add it to things to make it savory as well. You can do it in dips and that sort of thing, and it's a cleaner, healthier variety. So this is so versatile. I also make clean eating ice cream out of this too. I have like a cookie dough clean eating ice cream. It's delicious. So Greek yogurt, number one on my list. Number two on my list for clean eating must have in the fridge. I am always at the store and I am getting cold cuts, and you may think to yourself, why is this a clean eating? If you get low sodium ham and low sodium turkey, these are awesome sources of protein. You can have them on half of a whole wheat pita, or you can literally just take the cold cuts and roll them up. Sometimes you can put a slice of cheese in, or if you want to sneak in some extra veggies, you can slice up tomatoes, slice up some lettuce, stick it inside your roll it up, and then you have a nice snack or a nice lunch, and you're still getting a little dose of protein. So this is a quick, easy way for on the go if you're like doing a long shift or you're running around with your kids. I always have cold cuts on hand, and then you also have it for the kids too. Okay, next on the list, I just went through my other carton today, but I always have some sort of unsweetened nut milk. This is unsweetened almond milk, but I also use unsweetened coconut milk, cashew milk, or a blend of almond and coconut. As long as it's unsweetened, you can use it. And if you're having about a cup, which is 8 ounces, if you're having that much a day, it's kind of like a free food. There's not a lot in it. There's like 30 to 45 calories per cup. There's usually not a lot of fat. If you're doing unsweetened, there's no sugar. And they come in different flavors. So I use the chocolate or I use the vanilla most of the time. I add it to my shakes. I add it to my coffee. I have a delicious oatmeal bake that I do that I add it to that. It's extremely versatile as well. And for those of you that are really, really into creamers in your coffee, I don't really like cream. I always was a skim milk kind of girl, so I don't mind that the almond milk is a little thinner. But I do know that some people like thickness in their coffee. The cashew milk is actually the thickest of them, and it's a great replacement for creamer. And the cool thing about cashew milk, again, if you get unsweetened, it's actually the lowest amount of calories. It's only like 25 calories per cup, and it's still no sugar because it's unsweetened. So that's always in my refrigerator. Okay, number 4 on the list. I always have all kinds of fruit, but more specifically, I always have berries. So if you check in my fridge, I've got like 3 different kinds here. I'm not going to grab the strawberries over here. You can see them. It's a giant pint right here of strawberries because between myself and my 2 girls, we go through so many berries every week. But blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, they're always in my fridge. And this time of year, I know I've posted a lot about going to Aldi and my produce and my experience there. I've had a really good experience. You can literally get a thing of blueberries like this size, or strawberries, the big thing, for $1.99. I mean, that's crazy. When you go to Stop and Shop or Whole Foods, which I do still like make my rounds with the different supermarkets, but they're like significantly higher, like $3.99, $4.99 for your pint, your whatever you're getting of your berries. So I do definitely recommend Aldi, and I've had a great experience with my produce. So we always have berries on hand. They go great whether you're baking things, whether you're making an oatmeal bake, whether you're sticking them just in your yogurt, or whether you're just eating them by themselves. They're delicious and healthy, and you get a lot of bang for your buck with those. Okay, the next thing is a healthy fat that I always have, and I usually have different varieties, or you can make your own. For some of you, you might be a little bit better at it than I am. I just haven't really had the time, although I know, it's on my to-do list. Hummus. I always have hummus because, again, it's a healthy fat. It's a great snack option. You can pair it with carrots or with celery. For my girls, I take a wheat pita and I literally slice the pita in half and I put some hummus on that. That makes another great protein snack as well. So I always have hummus, all different flavors, all different varieties, and I think it's an awesome snack. And you can just put it in a little container to go. Some of the little hummuses do come in the little containers too. It just depends on your style and your need. So always hummus in the refrigerator. Okay, can't forget about our vegetables, of course, right? So, oops, I think I actually packed them. So I'm running low on these because I packed them for work. But I always have cucumbers. That's what's in my green container here. I always have cucumbers and I always have carrots. In fact, I do have more carrots because I go to Aldi. This is 99 cents at Aldi. So I always have the baby carrots. Of course, you can have the big ones too, but I just like having the little ones for grab and go. So I always have cucumbers and carrots. And why these 2 things? I mean, I like vegetables, and I try to experiment with different vegetables, but these are so easy to throw in a container and pair with the hummus, or just have for a snack on the go. So that's why I always have these, always non-negotiable. Besides any other vegetables in my fridge, always carrots and cucumbers. Perfect for in the lunchbox. Okay, a lot like the nut milks, I always have nut butter. I am like a fiend. It's ridiculous. Okay, I have sunflower seed butter, which I guess is technically not a nut butter, but it's still butter, like a healthy fat butter. Sunflower seed butter, which is delicious. All natural peanut butter. And when you're going for the peanut butter, sometimes in the beginning people are always like, what is this all natural business? What does that exactly mean? It means that when you're looking at the ingredients, it literally just says peanuts and it might say salt. You can also get the unsalted kind if you're trying to go for low sodium as well. But that's it. You're not going to see any additional sugars, nothing processed. It's just peanuts and maybe some salt. That is natural peanut butter. And there's Teddy, there's the brand. You can get the crushed up ones from Whole Foods. That's my favorite. You can just get any regular natural peanut butter. I also have almond butter because I love that, and the creamy one from Trader Joe's is my favorite. And again, just having variety that you can literally use as pancake toppers, you can put in your shakes, you can obviously spread just on English muffins and toast and things like that. But I always have nut butters. and quite the variety in my fridge. Non-negotiable, it's a staple item. Okay, another great, awesome protein that I think is more versatile than people give it credit for is cottage cheese. Always in my fridge as well. So, I go with the fat-free, and I just go with the plain. You can go with whatever kind you want. There's, you know, pineapple out there and chive and all different kinds. I like doing the plain because I use it for a lot of things. I eat it just as it is. Sometimes I will add some fruit to it if I do want to give it that little bit of sweetness. Sometimes you can add savory to it as well. But I also use this as filler. So if I'm doing like my version of stuffed shells or eggplant parm, I'll actually put it in the bake, like in the actual casserole that I'm doing, and it gives a little bit more protein, and it actually makes it creamy too. I've used this in salad dressings. I literally will take a scoop and I'll blend it in the blender. I'll add maybe a little extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of fresh lemon juice, and lots of seasonings. Makes an excellent salad dressing. And I've used it for all kinds of recipes to give it creamy textures like dips and things like that. So cottage cheese is really, really a healthy way to get more versatility when you're looking for that creaminess and, you know, that added protein to your dish. Okay, my number 9 item, eggs. I love eggs, and I actually have another whole dozen back here. You can actually, if you go to BJ's, this is usually a BJ's item for me, but I just happen to have 2 of the individual cartons. You can like get 5 dozen at a time from BJ's or Costco or whatever your big super whole food market is. I hard boil these, I scramble them. I do egg burrito wraps where I take a wheat burrito and I scramble the egg with vegetables, and then I let it cool, I wrap it all up, I saran wrap them individually, I put it in my freezer, and then you can take them out one at a time for work or for your busy mornings or whatever the case may be. You can obviously use them to bake with. You can do breakfast egg cups, which I love those. I also make those, and then I freeze them and take them out one by one. There's so much that you can do with eggs. I mean, it's crazy. So eggs are always in my fridge. And most people will actually try to stay away from the egg yolk, and they'll just go for the egg white. But that's not necessary. I mean, it's not a bad thing to go for egg whites. But the egg yolk, it's still a great healthy option as well. And so it depends kind of what I'm going for and how much protein I'm having throughout the day. If you're counting your proteins, you're counting your containers, whatever system that you're doing, you can get more bang for your buck with the egg whites. You can get like 6 or 8 egg whites versus 2 full eggs. But it depends what your day looks like, and it depends what the rest of your food looks like. So eggs are always in the fridge. All right, and the last one is technically not a refrigerator item, but it is always in my house. And since I do, on occasion, keep it in the freezer, it's on my list as well. And these are bananas. I keep a whole bag, I'll show you. I do have a whole big bushel of bananas. I usually have like 2 or 3 of these happening at the same time because everybody in the house eats bananas, and I have half of one every single day in my shake, so I go through a lot of them. But I also freeze them, and a lot of people don't even think about this, but bananas frozen are to die for. When you have them frozen like this, here, I'll show this. When you have bananas frozen like this, you can literally take this banana, throw it in your blender, and you can blend just the banana itself, maybe add some mini chocolate chips, a little dash of vanilla, and you've got like Chunky Monkey ice cream. It's delicious. Other things that I do are I take the banana, sometimes like these ones are looking okay, but as they're starting to get kind of brown and spotted, I don't want to waste them, so I'll either bake with them or I'll freeze them. So I take the banana, I cut it into slices, and I freeze them. And then sometimes I'll take them out and just eat the slices. Other times I'll freeze them in half or quarters, and I'll use it, like I said, for ice cream or for my shake if I want it like a frozen banana in place of the ice cube. And then sometimes when I want a treat, I think I actually only have a couple left because I've been eating them and feeling not guilty about it because they're not bad for you. But sometimes, I think I only have a couple left, like I said. Sometimes I'll take the bananas, and I don't know if you can see this, I'll show you. I actually make clean eating chocolate fudge, which basically is just dark chocolate of any kind, whether you have dark chocolate chips or dark chocolate bar. Mix it with a little of my unsweetened almond milk, melt it in the microwave, and then I actually dip my banana slices in the dark chocolate. They're like to die for. I'll probably have one in just a little bit. But so bananas, technically not a refrigerator item, but since I put them in the freezer and I use them, I literally don't think we could survive without them. The regular bananas I actually use for baking as well. I make muffins, I make pancakes, and I usually make like 20 to 30 pancakes at a time. And again, let them cool, put them in a Ziploc bag. I literally stack them, put them in the freezer, and then I can take out a couple at a time for easy breakfasts, and it's a healthier options. Bananas are naturally sweet, so I use them as a sweetener and things that I would otherwise use sugar for when I'm baking. So that is the #1 item on my list. Those are my top 10 must-have items for when you go grocery shopping. So I hope that helps everybody. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys on the next live 411 session here. Any questions, feel free to comment below. And if anybody feels like they need more tips or more advice or anything like that, I actually have a clean eating group, completely free, that is starting August 1st. So if anybody wants to join us, we're going to be talking about tips. There's no obligation, no pressure. It's just a bunch of fun people hanging out and talking clean eating. So hope to see you guys all there. Send me a private message, comment below, and love you guys.